Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're watching right around the world. Hello and welcome to the opening round of the Australia-New Zealand Endurance Series. And you are watching the Games Men 4 Hour of Paul Ricard. Tonight it is qualifying as we see the drivers, and what a field we've got here, ladies and gentlemen, here tonight around this beautiful circuit here. And you can see 2.5 minutes of free practice 2 remaining. That was a little damp at the beginning of the session, and which wasn't too popular with the drivers going out and setting too many laps. But we are just counting down to the official 30-minute qualifying session. All drivers can set a lap. There are no limits. And once that session is done, there will be a lobby reset with a 15-minute practice session with the top 10 from quali to sort out who's in for the shootout. And 8:45, we've got the top 10 shootout as my man Matt Simmons has been good enough to join us. Very keen indeed, as we all are. And good luck to everyone. Big shout out to Matt Simmons, big fan of the channel, and great performance last night as well at Alton Park. Absolutely clinical from the great man, and he took home back-to-back wins in KRL. Just going through some of the drivers, someone awesome in the BMW. You can see there now the number 99 Pony Club, Figo. And look at this field, 20 in the field tonight. Just a tick over a minute to go in free practice 2 here. Like I said, if you're just joining us, we are here for the 30-minute official qualifying session. The drivers have had their mandatory drivers briefing, just a short Discord call to go through the rules. No cars on track until the briefing is over. And we have the green light ready to go. So we're almost ready to go. Go PRT, Sparky God, Knox Parker says good luck everybody. And Big Alan Shep tuning in all the way from Warrnambool down there in the beautiful western part of Victoria. He says, is Nibbles playing tonight? He sure is. In fact, we might take a look at the teams and the drivers. Beautiful segue there from Big Shep, and you can see there, look, we've got the first lot of teams here. Big field here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You can see we've got a fantastic mix of drivers, different cars there. Nemo's joined in. He says, hey, guys, great to have you with us, Nemo. And there we go across the page. BMWs, Audis, some massive names. And a big hello to Gazza as well joining us. So, boy, we are in for an absolutely fantastic night. Sit back, get ready for round number 1 of this Australia-New Zealand Endurance Series. It's taken a little bit of time to get this together, and we know there's been a lot of work behind the scenes. But we cannot wait to get this underway. Let us know how the audio's sounding, how the cars are sounding, ladies and gentlemen. There we have it. Beautiful sounds coming through there. Let us know how it's going. And Team Radio.
Is that a podium, boys? Is that a podium?
That's a podium. Yeah.
Oh, how good is that? As Figo stops on the track, back into the pit lane, sideways polka. Give us your predictions, says Simon. Sideorg there joining in, and it's too tough. You've put me on the spot, Sideorg. I'll get back to you on that one. Beaky says, good evening, Trev. Audio sounds low on me. Well, that's not good. How about now? Let us know how that's going. A sideways polka there off to the side of the circuit. Plenty of runoff on this track. Plenty of variations here at the circuit, Paul Ricard. And BCG1 or Instinct, Distinct. I'll get it right eventually for pole position, says Wilco. Beautiful, says Beaky. I know you are. Thank you for that, Beaky. Fantastic. Matt H88 says, let's go, K-Man. First time chatter. I hope you're following this, this channel, because if you're not, naughty, naughty. Let's go, K-Man, says Matty. And we are almost ready to go here, ladies and gentlemen. Green light, that's it. Go, go, go for qualifying. And the drivers wasting no time. As you can see there, Team Binger King wasting no time at all. Jason Wilkinson out on the track. And one of many different variations here at Paul Ricard, usually a testing circuit, back hosting the French Grand Prix, of course, amongst many other disciplines, many other series, motorsport series, of course, and we'll keep an eye on that. So 30 minutes, like we said, all drivers can set a lap here tonight, no limits whatsoever. But once the session is done, there will be a lobby reset with 15-minute practice where the top 10 from quali can sort out who they want in their cars for the next session. As we're just going to get this... there we go. Let us know how the audio is sounding now. Thank you for tuning in, Nigerian Prince. Gaza says, hey there, Princess Fiona. And boy, go Andrelli, Riggsy and Burra Dog. So Fiona taking no time in nailing her colours to the mask. Please subscribe to the channel. Trev is doing it solo. That's right, flying solo tonight. The usuals are not available. But that's okay. We can have a good old chat while we watch qualifying for this series. And let's just go through some of these teams, ladies and gentlemen. And you can see there, Nigerian Prince gifting the sub, one sub to the viewers, and he's given it to Andrelli. Big shout out to Andrelli, the man who does all of our graphics as well on this channel, the Kid Buyers Twitch channel. And wow, the viewers are flooding in. The numbers are huge, and it's an absolute pleasure to bring this to you here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as we look at Team PRT. And we've got Bounty, we've got Metal Steel in the car there, along with Bounty and Sparky. And we're just going to keep an eye on Sofa King. And that sounds nice, doesn't it? So Sofa King, and you can see there we've got... and and now Wilco's joined the party. Wilco is gifting. The subs are coming in everywhere. And you can see there, the drivers are coming out onto the track everywhere as well. Every single driver out on the circuit tonight, including this man, Rain of Fire. You can see the number. Rain of Fire, look at this. We might stay with this lap. The number 500 Audi. Kaima B has joined us. Hello to you, Kaima. And she is up and about tonight, let me tell you. My beautiful wife out there watching. Always great to have the support. And the support. You're one of 34 people joining us on the stream tonight. Hello to you two out there, Kaima. But like we said, round one of this season. And we'll take a look at the season calendar, kicking off with qualifying tonight for round one of this endurance series. And then Sunday is the big one, the 4 hours of Paul Ricard, 23rd, Sunday the 23rd of April. Mark that in your calendars. And come on, Caden, set us a good lap, buddy. That's what Nemo wants. A big shout out to Nemo all the way across the Tasman there. He's tuning in. And let's have a look. Pissed and Broke is OGT. We might just keep flicking through to see where these times are coming from. We might try and get to the front of this pack. It might be the number 19, I think, at the very beginning of this pack. Let's have a look at what Jason Wilkinson and the Binger King, or in fact, it's Binger King to the top of the timesheets with a 1:55.652. And now Cloquet goes ahead of him with a 1:55.652. Absolutely nothing in it. First and second, separated by 0.018 of a second. And then it's Riggsy back there for Gamesmen. That's right, this is the Gamesmen 4 hours of Paul Ricard. And what a night we are in for here tonight. Pole should be in the low 54s. So don't forget to keep an eye out for that. Speaking of the Gamesmen, fantastic sponsors of Race on Oz since April 2013, and this month marks 10 years that Chris and his team have supported with some wonderful sponsorship, including prizes and support to over 2,000 Ruse members. And 40 years in the business, car 72 and 96. Says Wilco. Big Alan Shep says Trev sounds like Harrison Ford from Star Wars tonight. Han Solo. And we are just let us know. Well, I'm not technically I'm solo in the commentary box, but it's always good to have the viewers and the interaction that we get in the chat here. But let's have a look at these fastest laps. The times are tumbling, and Keaton for BCGT G2, I'll get it right eventually, goes with to the top of the charts with a 155.240. Hello, Saint Sin. I'm looking at you. Good luck, he says. And nice lap from Keaton there. Indeed, Nemo, 155.240. There's Clocade in second. He's got Riggsy in front of him there. Binger King is now out on the circuit. I can see you lurking there. Consider following the stream. We would love to have you as part of the Kid Buyers community. All the socials on the bottom of your screen there, so stay tuned for more action coming your way. Don't forget the big one, the 4 hours, the Gamesmen 4 hours of Paul Ricard, Sunday afternoon. And we will be streaming that. Not quite sure for how long, but we will be streaming it, that's for sure. So stay tuned for that. And don't forget to leave a follow so you'll be right across the notifications on Sunday. Twitchy now, hello there, a 154.770. And now he goes 0.3 of a second ahead of Sidorg. And so these times we said pole should be the low 54s. And I'm as excited as you are, Nemo, over there in New Zealand, to see this battle for pole position. Nemo, my good friend who I finally met down at the Grand Prix at Albert Park a couple of weeks ago, after many years of talking online, we finally... as Jason redeems the Nico Hulkenberg sound effect there. Don't forget to save your kid coins up and use some of our beautiful sound effects that we have on this channel just to keep me on my toes. As look at these times, let's take a look at the drivers lower down the order. Thank you, Murray. Rest in peace, the great Murray Walker there. And Sideways Polka, 2.2 seconds off of pole position, currently sitting outside the top 10. Metal Steel for PRT. Oi! 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 PRT. 2.7 off the provisional pole position time. And then you can see the rest of them down there. Sofa King yet to set a time. Team Radio. Oh, it's just Nemo, ladies and gentlemen. I told you these sound effects are going to keep me on my toes tonight. The Team Radio beep should really up the amount of coins, that is. But don't forget, save your precious kid coins and use these sound effects. And it's funny. It gets funnier too, Nemo, the more that you use it, I must admit. Because it's absolutely fantastic, the diddly, and it just distracts me. Gets me every time, Nemo, but we love it absolutely, well and truly. And if you're just joining us, this is round one of the Australia-New Zealand Endurance Series, and like I said at the top of our show...
Oh, God!
Wilco there just redeeming a couple of radio beeps. And thank you for that, Sparky.
Oh my goodness, this is fantastic!
Oh my goodness, this is fantastic. Where else would you rather be than watching qualifying as Figo for Pony Club comes back into the pits. Keaton, who had provisional pole position for, well, a slight amount of time, but he managed to lose it to Twitchy with a 154.7. And then as we take a look at Riggsy down there in 7th, we've got about half a dozen, in fact 8 drivers currently in the pit lane. And everybody has set a time except Sofa King and someone awesome who's not too far ahead of me in P21. But anyway, someone awesome out on track in that beautiful looking BMW. And I say it a fair bit, ladies and gentlemen, but they're all beautiful looking cars, it has to be said. Go, go, go! Beaky, you should have saved that for the start of the race, which is on Sunday. It's not tonight. It is on Sunday. Like we said, let's just recap. If you are joining us, a big hello to you. Let us know where you're watching from for round one of this championship qualifying. And Beaky up and about, and it's great to see. Let's just have a look here. We are live and exclusive, ladies and gentlemen. Round one of Paul Ricard. 21 cars, if you don't mind, ladies and gentlemen, for round one. The Audis are dominating in terms of numbers with 10 Audis, 4 BMWs, 3 Mercs, 2 Hondas, 1 Bentley, and 1 Ferrari. Only the 1 Ferrari down there, and that is Shakedown Racing, the number 18 Ferrari there. Currently in the very capable hands of a KRL regular, Sideways Polka, who's currently sitting 2 point... That team, I should say, not necessarily the driver, but that team sitting 2.5 seconds off of pole position. It is very close in that midfield. You can see there on your screen the gaps are few and far between. As we can see the rundown for tonight, you can see it there, ladies and gentlemen. 19 minutes in the top right-hand corner of your screen remaining in this race here tonight. In this qualifying session, I should say. I'm ahead of everybody, aren't I? I've already won the race, but... And then following that, we're going to have a short break while the drivers just try and suss out who's going to take part in the top 10 shootout. A Sideways Polka has a moment. We'll stick with Rain of Fire. Team Selby, Rain of Fire there, another regular on the stream. Let's have a look down the long straight here at Paul Ricard. Hosting the French Grand Prix intermittently for about 50-odd years. Came back in 2018, more commonly used as a testing circuit. Easy access, of course, the airport nearby. In a beautiful part of France too, if you don't mind. And Rain of Fire having a slight moment. But you can afford to do that around this circuit with kilometres and hundreds of metres of runoff area. You're not going to find a wall anytime soon. And we'll stick with Rain of Fire here, ladies and gentlemen, and a massive turnout tonight. And it is fantastic to see everybody here in the live stream. We're pushing numbers, the likes of which we have never seen before. And there we have it. So tonight we have the 30-minute qualifying session. Don't go anywhere, though, as we see Rain of Fire come into the pits, because we're going to take a look at Heatstroke now, and Kilroy just a tick over 2 seconds off the pace. Let's have a look at Side Org there, currently in P2. And it looks like we've got a yellow flag out, but that could be the infamous yellow flag pit lane glitch, which is something we see very often on this particular game on Assetto Corsa. And top 10 shootout coming up in 17 minutes, which includes 1 out lap, then 1 flying lap. Once you've finished your lap, go into the runoff area at turn 1 and return to the garage. That is the instructions for the drivers. If you invalidate or have an incident on your lap, finish the lap if you can, and your time will still be used to set the grid. E.g., 2 teams invalidate their lap. Whoever had the faster time out of those 2 will start 9th, within reason, of course. And the driver who qualified in 10th to go out and set their fastest lap once they go past the pit lane. Enough of the rules, because that's boring. And you can see we've got all of the drivers, everyone bar Twitchy, Keaton, and Riggsy for the Gamesmen out on the circuit. And that is the most Gamesmen looking livery that you will see, and they do a fantastic job, the Gamesmen. A proud history, 40 years in the business, doing absolutely magnificent work there, and fantastic, and very honoured to have their support tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And if I ever get up that way to New South Wales, I will pop in and pay you a visit, no doubt about that. And we can see Sideorg has jumped to the top of the timing sheet. Stop everything, ladies and gentlemen, because he's done a 1:54.460. And in fact, the team, BCG1 Racing, currently on pole position, not too far behind, is distinct in the hands of Twitchy, the 72 Mercedes AMG car. And you can see the track map in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Most of the drivers trying to find some space here to continue their run here tonight. But stick around if you're just joining us. The action kicked off with the driver's briefing at 7:45. You don't want to know about that boring stuff. And then we had a couple of practice sessions. Free practice 1, free practice 2 was a little wet, I must say, and not too popular with the drivers. But now they are well and truly out here looking to set a time for the big one on Sunday. And it is going to be fantastic. 23rd of April for round one, the 4 hours. That's right, 4 hours of this circuit in round one of this endurance series. It's going to be fantastic. Voodoo, the Nigerian prince, all the way from Nigeria, says, please do consider following and supporting the stream if you can. You won't want to miss out on the action this weekend. And never a truer word spoken from that man all the way over there in South Australia. Let's recap. Look how close it is at the inside the top five. They're only separated by less than a second. And let's have a look at Twitchy, who seems to be on a hot lap here. Let's see what he can do. The time is ticking down. And it's hard not to get excited about this series. Like we said, there's been an tremendous amount of work done behind the scenes to get the sponsorship, get all the drivers together. And it is absolutely terrific to see everybody coming together in one place. That's the beauty of sim racing. It really is a family, and coming out of the back of COVID where we all just stay home and all that sort of rubbish, it's great to be back racing again. And Twitchy now down the long main straight. You might notice that it is a straight run down here. We don't have that little Mickey Mouse chicane that separates the track during the French Formula One Grand Prix. So we have decided to stick with the straight part of the circuit. And I must admit, I'm not a huge fan of that chicane at the best of times when the Grand Prix comes here, because it does break that DRS and really limits the chances to overtake. Let us know where you are watching from, where you're watching from, what you're watching on, and who you think is going to get pole position for round one of this endurance series. And we might flick through the order as BCG1. Now, this man who's coming in, I must admit, he's coming out of the pits. He's not coming in, but he's coming into tonight with tremendous form off the back of back-to-back wins in the KRL season. And if you want to see some highlights of that, just flick through the highlights from last night on the stream at Alton Park for round 8 of our championship there. And it was this man putting on an absolute clinic and winning that race. Absolutely had plenty of time in his pocket too, winning it comfortably, as Keaton has just set a time. It's very close. We saw low 154s, and that's going to be what the drivers are aiming for tonight. And what a beautiful circuit we have here, ladies and gentlemen, at Paul Ricard. French motor racing track, Le Castellet near Marseille. And we've got 15 corners on this beautiful circuit. And you can see that the drivers down the Mistral Straight, and you can see there getting out of the way, just Mint Matt now warming his tyres. We might keep going through. Figo for Pony Club. Currently just under a tick under 1 second behind in 4th position for that team. But you can see the quality of these guys up the sharp end. 154.175. Let us know in the comments if you think we might see a 153, but that is pushing it. As you can see, an Innocent Bollard becoming the victim of the number 72 Mercedes, being currently driven by Twitchy. Ten minutes left in this one. Let us know, Nigerian Prince, I know you're out there watching. Let us know how the audio is sounding. Whether the cars are too loud, too soft, let us know. As Twitchy pulls off to the side of the track. Keaton also in the pit lane for BCG2. As we take a look at BCG1 in the very capable hands of Mint Matt. I've given him a huge rap. Hopefully the commentator's curse doesn't strike and he can get this thing around. Currently half a second that team off of pole position. as there's a yellow flag. I think that may be cleared now. Indeed it is, so it's not going to affect any of the drivers on their hot laps.
Hello, possums!
And thank you, Fiona, redeeming the famous "Hello, Possums" sound effect from Bob Hoskins, who is not with us tonight on the commentary, of course, but we know he's out there watching the suave Englishman. And come and go, you come and go. And let's just have a look here. Let us know, can you hear the cars at all? Ladies and gentlemen, let us know. And because if you can't, we'll try and turn them up. Is that better? Let us know if you can't hear. But that should be coming through. These cars are a little bit on the quiet side. It might be my in-game audio. But we'll wait and see what happens with that. Twitchy, Mint Matt now. Currently in third. Cloquet down there in 6th. Kings Racing in 5th position. Dask inside the top 10 with HC Lewis in 10th. For Hoon Corp, that Honda. One of only a couple in the field tonight, so those Hondas are going to be lonely there. They're sort of stuck in the middle of the pack, 10th and 11th currently. And it's the Wolf. And thank you, come and go, you come and go. Thank you for that crap TV speakers though, but let us know, man, if that audio's coming through. The cars sounding beautiful here. We've got a bit of a range. We've got BMWs, Audis, Mercs, a single Ferrari, a couple of Hondas as well. And let's have a look at Cloquet. What can he do coming out of the final corner? Is he going to improve or is he starting a lap? We shall see across the line, and he improves by a couple of tenths, but he stays in P5 at the moment. Less than 8 minutes to go in this session. And you've got a feeling that things are going to ramp up very, very shortly here. It's going to be a pretty hectic final 5 minutes in this qualifying session. Someone awesome. The Lequi Molly entry, the number 99 BMW. They were slow to get out in this session, but they've managed to get out now and currently sit in P7. Optimum track conditions as well. Track temperature of 34 degrees. And ambient temperature of 27. And Sidorg, we are into the 153.935. We've made it into the 153s, ladies and gentlemen. Can you believe it? That is absolutely crazy fast around here. And if you'd watched any of the practice sessions leading into tonight, that is quick. And totally agree, Sidorg. My man Simon out there watching. That is fantastic. Thank you, Disco Stu, redeeming the, oh my goodness, because that is the exact reaction I had when I saw that lap come up on the timing charts, a 153.935. Jesus, says Disco Stu. That is crazy fast indeed. And the question is, can anyone of the 19 other cars in the field, can they beat that? Come and go. And says poor old Bazza Humphreys, Barry Humphreys is in hospital. So please save your kid coins and redeem the hello possums just to support the great Barry Humphreys, one of the great entertainers of our time, who's doing it tough in hospital. And we are thinking of Barry Humphreys tonight. We're also thinking about who is going to get pole position for the big one. The Gamesmen, 4 hours of Paul Ricard, brought to you by the lovely people at Gamesmen, and supplying us with all of our gaming needs for 40 odd years, right back to before I was born. That's right, I'm not that old, that's for sure. Back to 1982, and they've been great sponsors over a long period of time. Let's keep flicking through the drivers. 5 minutes to go in this session. The Kings Racing in the hands of Jason Wilkinson here, the number 19, 1.1 seconds off of pole position. So it's pretty tight going at the top. Half a second further back to Mint Matt. And then Kings Racing, Figo and Cloquet both in the pits. Someone awesome who we were just watching a moment ago. Down the Mistral Straight. Towards the end of it now. 1.8, then it's 2 seconds back to Andrelli with the very gamesmen coloured livery, looking very nice indeed on this Assetto Corsa game. And which has had an update recently, 1.9 as well. So apparently from all reports, that is a pretty substantial update in terms of handling. A new track in there as well, a few new cars, which has come to the PC. I think it dropped midway through this week. Hearing nothing but positive things about that update. And, oh, it's the Wolf having a moment. They're trying to get out of the way of the car behind. Sideways Polka now. 2.5 is the Shakedown team representing Shakedown Racing League. And also to Selby with the number 500 Audi. K-Man 64891, who had plenty of support in the chat in the early going of this stream. Now down in 14th. Sofa King in 15th. Let us know. A little bit quiet in the chat tonight. You've been redeeming sound effects. Not too many issues doing that, but not much in the way of general sort of chit-chat. But please do not be shy. I won't bite. Let us know where you're from and who you're supporting here tonight. Massive field, 20 drivers. 21 technically on the timing sheets, but I'm a spectator for this race. If anyone comes down, if anyone is taken ill or gets sick with COVID, who knows, I might be able to step in and help someone out. Is that Sofa King going off in the background, doing the Austin Powers 3-point turn? Rhubarb, 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 ah, come and go. And Sofa King taking advantage of one of the 30 different variations of this track and getting back on in a very inventive way as Sideways Polka comes across the line. Look how close it is, ladies and gentlemen, in the middle from 8th all the way down to 16th, separated by less than a second. And I think we've got a couple of Joes here who have done the same times. Kings Racing 1.142 and Pony Club exactly the same time. But Kings Racing, of course, I'm guessing that they would have had to set that time first, and hence why they're in 4th and Pony Club is in 5th. Cloquet into the pits. As we take a look at Andrelli now, 2 seconds off of pole position. And where can the drivers find the extra time around this circuit? That is going to be the big question, ladies and gentlemen, because we are ticking down 15 corners. Where can the Gamesmen team, in the hands of Andrelli, find 2 seconds? As we have 90 seconds now to go in this session. Do not go anywhere. We're going to have a short message from our sponsors, and then the lobby will be reset with a 15-minute practice session, which is just to see where the top, to sort out, I should say, or to organise the top 10, to organise who's in for the top 10 shootout. And let's go, Dre says, come and go. And sorry, you're probably getting sick of that, my friend, but just can't quite stop saying it, or stop singing it, I should say. If you want us to sing, let us know. Or you don't want us to sing, let us know as well. As we might ride with Mint Matt now. There's a yellow flag out somewhere at the end of the circuit, but it's all green now. And now Mint Matt for BCG1 Racing. This man, very much a friend and very much a part of the KRL Kid Buyers community.
Is that a podium, boys? Is that a podium?
That's a podium.
Ah, yes, Danny Riccardo. Maybe we might see Danny racing here. And that, I don't know what's worse, the singing or the Daniel Ricciardo impression, but I was about to say, This man, our 2015 GT Academy champion and part of the setup at GT7. He's the man I race against doing my daily workout when I spend 2 hours getting my 42 kilometers or whatever it is up, and then I get my bit of suspension or $5,000 as a reward, which can buy you absolutely nothing. But I digress. That's a story for another day. So it's Twitchy currently in P1 with a 1:53.935. And that is some scintillating pace around this circuit, I've got to say. Then it's Keaton as somebody off there, off to the side. I didn't quite catch who that was, but I don't think there are yellow flags out. But that driver, that car has gone back to the pit lane. And we've got a couple of yellow flags now, but I think it might be the drivers pulling off the circuit and heading back to the pit lane, because we've got about 10 drivers, 11 drivers back into the pits now, including It's the Wolf. Beaky says these are great times. And here comes Matt across the line. Can he improve? Still 0.5 of a second off of pole position. We might see who else is out on the circuit. Twitchy. So not only is Twitchy out on the circuit for Distinct, but still currently out on the circuit. Can this team improve through the final corner out into the start-finish straight? Can they go quicker? Let's see what Twitchy's got in his pocket. Comes across the line and does not improve on that occasion. Messick there off to the side for Heatstroke Racing, and they are great times, ladies and gentlemen, as we are going to recap and try and unpack that session. 30 minutes official qualifying here from round one of this championship. And he did go faster. He is right. Eagle Eyes Wilkinson from Carrum Downs in Victoria. He went faster by 0.020 thousandths of a second. Wouldn't be a bad number to see either on the random breathalyzer test. Drink responsibly. But there is not much in that at all. 1:53.905 for Twitchy and the Distinct Racing team. Mercedes on pole position. Keaton, what a beauty indeed. He's in P2 for BCG2 Racing. One Merc in pole position, then it's 4 Audis after that, then 3 BMWs if you don't mind. And then Messick in the Honda down there in 9th. Look at how close they are, ladies and gentlemen. From 8th all the way down to 16th. Less than a second. Sparky God for PRT. Oi! 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 Down there in 16th. CS Heath NZ down there in 17th. And then it's Red Brick in 18th. And the rest of them, ladies and gentlemen, Keaton, you are absolutely fantastic. So are you, Nemo. Tuning in all the way across the Tasman. What a very fine young man he is. And Disco Stu says, very happy with my man Clocade getting 7th in the BMW. And a big shout out to CFD Racing. Do not go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to have the lobby reset here for 15 minutes whilst we sort out who's going to be in for the shootout. We're going to have a quick message, a quick break here for round one of this season. Do not go anywhere. Team Radio. I know it's that man. He's just playing games with me now. It must be getting late over there across the ditch, Nemo. Sorry, mate. No, that's okay. Happens all the time. Like I said, gets funnier. Absolutely fantastic stuff. We're going for a quick message from our sponsors, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to be back with the top 10 shootout not too far away. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this. Lobby is back up. Thank you. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at what's been going on. 8th to 16th is where the race is going to be on Sunday. Rain of Fire is not too wrong there, my man. Matty Simmons says mega lap by Simon. Now for me to send it. Go BCG Racing. Beaky says bad luck, mate. To Rain of Fire. Was hoping he'd be in the top 10. Ikatosh 23. That sounds a little bit finished, doesn't it? He says, well played all. Don't forget to follow this channel if you haven't already. Lobby is back up. Thank you. And the track is hot. Ladies and gentlemen, as we just bear with us, we are jumping in.
Fantastic!
Lewis, you're finished now, boy. Just like give me a buttas. As we are joining back in, ladies and gentlemen, we will get back to the action. We are just sorting out Come on, Trev. This isn't F1. This is the big leagues. Big shout out to my man Beaky, and he's one of our beloved regulars on the Kid Buyers Twitch channel. My man Beaky from the down there at Frankston, the posh end of Frankston, mind you. Nothing, no riffraff for that man, Beaky. Hello to you. Hope you're enjoying your Friday night. Hope everyone's enjoying their Friday evening because it is qualifying for round 1 of this championship, the Australia-New Zealand Endurance Series, with thanks to the Gamesmen and fantastic support for this series and support for racing, sim racing over a number of years, celebrating 40 years. That's right, 4-0. Very soon. 4 hours of Paul Ricard qualifying for Sunday's big race. Do not forget. That is, it all kicks off on Sunday, round 1 of this brand new season. 33 people out there watching here tonight. And how good is it? We might get back to some on-track action just while we wait and see. We're in a bit of a holding pattern at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. There'll be a lobby reset with 15 minutes practice, which is what we are in now, where the top 10 will sort out who's in the car for the shootout. And Nemo has just decided to chip in. Come on, Keaton. Put it on pole, son. Let's go, Keaton. Let's put it on pole. Over or under 3. So Sidog's putting it out there, ladies and gentlemen. And he is just asking how many will invalidate their lap. So keeping in mind, let me head to the rule book. Simon, if you invalidate or have an incident on your lap, finish the lap if you can. Your time will still be used to set the grid. And the driver who qualified 10th is to go out and set their lap first. Once they go past the pit line to start their flying lap, then the next driver is to leave. So they are them rules. Team radio. Nemo. And Ikatosh 23. Let me know if I'm saying that right. He says he's going to take some of those odds. We've got a betting man in the house. And go for an onboard lap with somebody. And that is a very good suggestion, Wilco. As I might be able to get this keyboard plugged in. So, how good is this? It's the big leagues now, that's for sure. And as I just try and sort out terrible cable management, ladies and gentlemen, we'll try and get this keyboard in. Never mind about that. We might see some of the onboards. And just the one hot lap, Beaky, that's for sure. BCG boys here, plus the sub. There's Mint Matt back out on the circuit. And the keyboard, it's playing games with me. Amateur hour from Trev. Oh dear, I learned a lesson. Funny story, I learned a lesson very early on working in local radio. And no matter what happens, no matter what technical issues you have, or whether some kid comes along and unplugs something, just keep on talking. There's got to be no dead air. And I learnt that a long time ago, as a matter of fact, as a very young man behind the microphone for the first time. Not that I do it professionally, of course, but Fiona has cheered. Fiona is here. Princess Fiona has cheered the Shamrock. Absolutely fantastic to have your company. Beaky, you are a savage, saying amateur hour. As Kilroy, 1.5 seconds off that 155.315. These times, of course, are nowhere near what we were seeing in the qualifying session. Any smoky picks at Jason Wilkinson's side org, my man Simon, as he's put Jason on the spot there. Heath is in. Thank you for watching, my man. Don't forget to follow the channel if you're not already. And give us your support. It would be absolutely fantastic. Don't forget, the big one is Sunday. Very much qualifying here tonight for your Friday night for round 1 of this season. And we are getting ready for the top 10 shootout. Let's go, Kilroy says it's the Wolf. Good to see you, Wolfie, on here. Spent plenty of time with you, of course, over the years on sim racing, and had an absolute ball of it as well. Beaky28 says, I know you take it how it's intended, mate, that's for sure. I like to think I've got a bit of a sense of humour, pretty thick skin, as this man was looking pacey. But we are ready for the top 10 shootout. Time ticking down. And, Spawn Racing says, Kilroy is a smoky here. That is an interesting observation there from Spawn Racing. We'll wait to see what happens there. Let's have a look at Keaton in the 56 Audi entry for BCG2 Racing. Just a tick over 5 minutes as the drivers, if you're just joining us, hello to you, welcome. Hope you're enjoying your Friday. I won't say Friday night because we do have viewers from all around the world. It could be Friday afternoon, Friday morning. If it's Friday morning, I do feel sorry for you because you've probably still got to work or go to school or whatever you're doing before you get home. It is Friday night, almost 9 p.m. Eastern time here in the eastern part of Australia, eastern states. And Beaky says, all shits and giggles until you giggle, and that's for sure, Beaky. Let's try and keep it clean. There he is, Keaton, and Nemo has showing his support here for this man. And McDonald's all over the front of that number 56 Audi, sponsoring that team. And you could say I might sponsor McDonald's, but anyway, that's something that I'm working on. Andrelli says, go us, Andrelli. Great stuff. So less than 4 minutes to go in this bit of a lull, isn't it, really, in a way. 15 minutes. We reset the lobby. We had the 30 minutes of official qualifying from 8 p.m. Eastern time, and then all drivers, any driver could set a lap. There were absolutely no limits. Then we had the lobby reset for a short period of time, then 15 minutes, which we are currently in now. Time is ticking away, 3.5 remaining, where the top 10 are going to sort out who's who in the zoo and who's going to be in the car for the shootout. And then it is on, ladies and gentlemen, for the top 10 shootout. How good is that going to be, as Princess Fiona says, go Riggsy, well done Andrelli. Burradog in amongst the action as well. Let us know how the stream's looking, how the audio's sounding. Check 1 2, check 1 2, radio check. Radio check. And it is absolutely fantastic. Numbers, the likes of which we haven't seen on this channel. And the target was 130 in terms of followers. We blew that out, absolutely tore that to shreds, and now we're looking for 150. So keep following. Let your wife, your kids, your husband, your family, the pet dog, the pet guinea pig get... And fantastic! As Burke's boy is following the channel. Fantastic stuff. All the socials down there, down below. So keep an eye out. We've got plenty of action, as I've clicked on myself there, but someone awesome, the number 99 BMW. Just 2 minutes to go until the action begins. The drivers will just get one out lap and then one flying lap. And Mick Toward says, check Silky. Hi to you, Mick. Haven't seen you for a little while. Great to have you with us. Huge shout out to Jason Wilkinson. This is from Borough Dog. Says a huge shout out to Jason Wilkinson, because without him, none of this would be possible. Thanks for all your hard work getting this up and running. And I've got to say, I've mentioned it a few times tonight, but Wilco, fantastic, incredible amount of work you put in behind the scenes, and a lot of people. It takes a lot to organise this. There is no doubt about that. There has been a crash, we're hearing. So I think that person might be back in the pits. Wasn't fast enough for the top 10, says Mick. That's unfortunate, but still, it's going to be fantastic to see you. And Twitchy just taking the mickey a little bit here. He's out there on the track with a tick over a minute to go. And thank you. Like I was saying, it takes a lot of work to get something like this up and running, to get it all organised, get the drivers, everybody in the one place at the one time. It's never easy, and a power of work has been done behind the scenes, and I'm just a very, very small part of it. And I've got to say, absolute privilege to be able to not only watch such intense, close racing here, but it's all very clean, all very respectful, and it's a great community to be a part of. And once again, a huge shout out to everybody for helping get this organised. Do you think Wilco will lose his shirt and socks like last night's race, Simon? Sidehawk. Just, yeah, not good. Not good with those metal pedal sets, that's for sure. Slipping and sliding around. And Mick says, these lads are awesome. You're not too bad yourself, Mick. And hey there, I see you lurking. Consider following the stream. We'd love to have you as part of the community. Twitchy has pulled off to the side, as Wilco also out on the track. So now the wait begins before the big one, the top 10 shootout. Hopefully my voice will last. And that was Matt. I was wondering, Matt, about that. It was you and Dask. Dask versus Matt. The race has started already on Friday night rather than Sunday night, but Matt, that was a close one. As Wilco firing shots back here. Shirts off, socks on. That's just the way the ladies like it down there in Carrum Downs from all reports. Absolute legend. I know you are, Mick. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. Matty Simmons in there as well. Not that I have favourites, but Matt, absolute class operator. And you'd pay good money to watch that man, GT Academy champion. Sidehawk says, good thing I'm not doing laps, Jason. He'd be all worked up. And Burra says, team effort with yourself, Andrelli and JJ. And we're playing, what are we playing? Is this it's not strip poker, Matt. What is it? Strip top 10 shootout. Every time you get a lap invalidated, you can take an item of clothing off. We might leave that there.
Oh my goodness, this is fantastic!
And that's what they all say, Wilco, once you start getting the gear off. And Matty Simmons, fantastic stuff. I still got to pinch myself, really, in a way, when the great man is on.
Green light,
because we are ready. I tell you what, Matt, now is the time. The drivers, the teams, I should say, have decided who is going to go out for this top 10 shootout. Typical thing to do by Sidorg. What type of thing, Nemo? Now Nemo's going to have to fire back here as we see the first car come out on track, and it was the man who almost had coming together with Matt Simmons a little while ago. And it is Dask out on the circuit. And Mark, my man, fantastic to see you on and redeeming those precious kid coin sound effects. Go, go, go for qualifying. And it is a bit cloudy, Borough. Let's have a look at those temperatures there. 28 degrees ambient temperature. Track temperature is hot, hot, hot. It's absolutely sizzling here in the south of France. 35 degrees track temperature. And no real wind to speak of. And that's something. Borough wants some rain on the way. Well, we saw some rain in the second of the two practice sessions. And the drivers weren't particularly keen to come out onto the circuit when it was a little bit damp. As we take a look now, Dask for Team 77. And that team is, I've got to say, that team including Dask, Bits, Amissen 77 and Vert Wheeler 07. The three drivers in team number 77. A bit of rain here would have been amazing, says Simon. Still time to do a rain dance. 54.7, he's saying. I want that sweaty high five. Nemo going with a 54.6. As Dask's now coming around to start. Do we have an order for the shootout? Hopefully someone can get that in the chat there. Maybe Wilco, let us know if you can get that in there. I'm just waiting for this man to come around the final couple of corners. Very highly technical circuit here. Using the configuration without the chicane and the Mistral straight, of course. Vert Wheeler, your man. Dask, here we go for the first lap in anger in this top 10 shootout, ladies and gentlemen. We are off. So we've done our out lap. Now it's time for the flying lap for Dask and Team 77. So that's right, 10th is Team 77. So we're going from 10 to 1. Heat stroke up next. As we take a look at Dask now, taking plenty of curve, avoiding the apex on that occasion. So a little bit conservative, you've got to say, as heat stroke coming out as well onto the circuit. Gamesmen in 8th, so they'll be out in a couple of cars' time. Beautiful livery for Team 77, I've got to say. And you're onto something there, Vert Wheeler. Vert Wheeler, teammates with this man at Team 77. Please consider following this channel, this stream, if you haven't already. It would be fantastic to have your support. As you can see, so 10th, we've got Team 77, the man on your screen.
Fantastic!
Thank you, Vert Wheeler. You are part of the family, and boy, have you signed up for plenty of sim racing action. We're trying now to jump on and stream almost every night of the week. We've got some championships running alongside this one, of course. The KRL season along with the endurance season and everything else in between, as Jason has absolutely saved my bacon, if you don't mind, by chucking in that top 10. Thank you. Big shout out to you, Wilco. Thank you. And here we go. Around the final corner then. Dask, first chance to set a time. Across the line, what's it gonna be? It's a 156.845 for Dask in this session, doing what he does best and pulls off to the circuit there. So that is the first time as we take a look at Kilroy. Wilco saying nice lap from Dask there on the board. As Nemo says, get Murray Walker off the screen. And I really can't do that, actually. That got set up for me, Nemo, that notification, and I'm not quite sure how it all works. But anyway, enough of that. And how old I am, showing my age, that's for sure when it comes to technology. But Kilroy now. Great lap, says Vert. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for joining the family. There's an innocent fluorescent bollard that's gone bouncing away there in the first quarter. As Kilroy, so the drivers now with the track all to themselves. They do get a chance on to have an out lap. And then one flying lap, and they will go to the runoff area at turn 1. And to go back to the rule book, if you do invalidate your lap or have an incident on your lap, try and finish the lap if you can. Good on you, champ, says Nemo. And let's go someone awesome, says Fly Sky DHK. And please, Fly, first time chatting, let's hope you are following this channel. Everyone out there watching, I know I'm going to 34 homes right around the world. And you're hearing my silly voice wherever you are watching. But please, if you haven't hit that little follow button, it would help us out. And in fact, it would be perfect practice. We could have a little top 10 shootout of our own. See if you can hit the follow button as quickly as you can. As Kilroy coming off the straight now to this little Mickey Mouse part of the circuit here. We've already set. Peaky wants to know, you are following. Thank you. Good job, Dask, you legend. Good luck, boys. And Sidehawk says, wiping out the bollard is known in the business as doing a Nemo. That's the other name for it. Either that or you end up completely upside down. Following, thank you, Flyers. We see Kilroy come across the line. Can he beat a 156.845 to go to the top of the timing sheets in this top 10 shootout? No. Yes. Yes, he can. What on earth was I talking about? What a lap from Kilroy indeed. A 156.645. And that is an absolutely epic lap. It's a side hustle of mine, says Nemo. Thank you for following Fly Sky. Beaky wants to know if he can use his kid coins at the local bottle-o. Depends on how many you have. Great lap from Kilroy there. Sidehawk, he said, I reckon it's your main hustle. Kilroy. Oi, oi, oi. And thank you, Wolfie. Nice from Kilroy. Let's go, Riggsy. Let's go, doof, doof. And Beaky and Burrow want Riggsy to get the business done. And we've got a yellow flag. I think it's the pit lane yellow flag that we all know about. And the times are close already. And smooth and sexy, says Andrelli, the man who you can thank for that beautiful overlay with the socials down the bottom, the KRL logo. Don't forget, check us out. Twitch, Kit Buyers, Discord, as well as Twitter. And on YouTube as well. Smooth and sexy indeed, Andrelli. And this is Intense Distinct, who is just chatting for the first time, already following the channel. I caught that before we went on air tonight, so that was fantastic. And now Riggsy about to do the business here. Get your comments. Keep those comments coming in. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to see...
Fantastic!
And Team Little Bears join the party and following the channel, but that is Murray Walker's in the way here for the final part of this lap. Oh my goodness! Thank you, the great Murray Walker. And thank you for the follow, Team Little Bear, as well. Here comes Riggsy. And sure thing, Sidehawk, invalidating at this point would be absolutely costly indeed. Thank you. Across the line, here comes Riggsy for Gamesmen.
Is that a podium?
Is it a podium? It's better than a podium. It's P1, ladies and gentlemen, for the Gamesmen, Team Gamesmen, thanks to Riggsy. And they had 15 minutes to choose their drivers for this top 10 shootout. And I've got to say, it's been an absolutely fantastic choice, masterstroke, because Riggsy for Gamesmen, our major sponsor here in the 4 hours of Paul Ricard, has gone to the top of the timesheets, and Princess Fiona has cheered 3 shamrocks. Thank you, Princess Fiona. Thank you for watching. Go, Riggsy. says Gaza, that was a fantastic lap. Just recapping a 1:56.382 as we're keeping an eye on CFD and Cloquet coming around on his hot lap, ready to go on to the Mistral Straight. And Lewis redeeming the sound effects there. Nice one, Riggsy says Fly Sky. Great lap, says Gaza. Disco Stu says come on, Cloquet. For Team CFD. And Team CFD, Shawnee Fuller alongside your teammate Disco Stu there. And go Cloquet, says Mark. That team made up of Fuller Boy, Cloquet and Disco Stu down the long straight into the braking zone. We potentially could do an interview, Wilco, after the end of the session with our pole position team. Team Little Bear, Riggsy, that tier 2 appeared is the difference. Nice work. First time chatter. Thanks for the follow, Team Little Bear. It's great to have you on board. Great to have everyone on board tonight. We've almost got 50 viewers, ladies and gentlemen. What else would you rather be doing on a Friday night than watching the top 10 shootout for one of the most anticipated championships in the land for sim racing, the Australia-New Zealand Endurance Series, with thanks to the Gamesmen doing great business for 40 years. And Cloquet across the start-finish line. He comes. Where is this going to put Team CFD? Right to the top. The times are continuing to tumble, ladies and gentlemen. Here at Paul Ricard in the top 10 shootout. Now Cloquet has gone to the top of the timesheets with a 1:56.160. A fantastic lap, and now it's down to someone awesome consisting of Fly Sky, Flung Fu Panda, 97 part of that team for Liqui Molly in the number 99 BMW across the line. We've got yellow flags out, but those marshals, they do it to me every time on ACC. As the start of this lap, and that is the target. We're sort of going down by 0.2 each time, aren't we? We saw Dask there, and then Kilroy and Riggsy came across. And those BMWs, Simon, look absolutely fantastic. Gaza says, good luck, someone. And that someone is someone awesome on your screen at the moment. Very nice livery indeed, says Matty H88. Don't forget, I see you out there, ladies and gentlemen. Consider following if you haven't already to be part of this great community. It is the Gamesmen. 4 hours of Paul Ricard qualifying tonight. We've had the official 30-minute qualifying session followed by this top 10 shootout.
Fantastic!
And fantastic! Thank you to AB_Saints_25 for the follow. And it's absolutely going off here on your Friday night, ladies and gentlemen. And it is great to have every single person here with us tonight. Team Radio, Lewis. Get in there, Lewis. Great job. Fantastic stuff. Thank you, Lewis, for redeeming the radio beep sound effect. I'm going to have to up the points on that one because it's just being thrown around and used willy-nilly. But someone awesome running slightly wide through the hairpin now for a couple of corners left to end this a lap here. We're looking at a 1:56.160. No one has invalidated their lap so far here in the top 10 shootout, but you know what happens, Team Radio? Team Radio, they're coming in thick and fast. Who on earth thought it was a good idea to put that sound effect on? And they just keep coming at the moment. 45 viewers pushing 50. That's right, Beaky is across the line. It goes someone awesome. And it is up to P1. Incredible. A 1:55.625 for that beautiful looking BMW, the number 99 with the beautiful livery. Team Liqui Molly doing very nicely indeed. That is a great lap. And get your predictions in, ladies and gentlemen. Who is going to come out on top? Gittenberg. Nico Hulkenberg. Thank you, Matty, for redeeming the sound effect. The Daddy Ricardo. Hopefully we see him back at some point on the grid, potentially with us in season 2024. Unless Checo really goes off the boil and we see him there, but we'll wait and see what happens. As here we go, Jason Wilkinson for Kings Racing. And part of that team, of course, with Binger and Mac and Cheese. So let's recap here. Great stuff, awesome from Gaza. Great lap, says Ikatosh, who's, someone's run out of points there now. So out of points, Lewis. Gets in there, Lewis. Nice, says Fly Sky. Mega lap, says Nemo. Nice. Side Org, says Simo, was another innocent bollard. We're counting those innocent bollards that are going flying. And we're going to start up something for those bollards, like a support network or something, because they've been absolutely copping it in that first part of the track. Down the long straight, as Exorcist 666 Hell is our 50th, 50th viewer. Incredible stuff. Didn't quite think we'd see these sort of numbers here for round one of this Australia-New Zealand Endurance Series, but I've got to say, this is absolutely incredible. As we are watching Jason Wilkinson representing Kings Racing. We've got to the 50. Raise the bat, Beaky, if you don't mind, all the way down there from the posh end of Frankston. As we're going to take a look at Jason Wilkinson coming through to complete the lap. Only a couple of quarters between him and the start-finish line to see whether he and his team can beat a 1:55.625. That is the high water mark set by someone awesome in this session. Can it be beaten? The great Michael Schumacher said that records, well, they're there to be beaten, aren't they? The great Michael Schumacher said that. Across the line he comes. Jason Wilkinson, where is he going to go? He's going to go P1. Incredible stuff. The times continue to tumble here in this top 10 shootout. And let's give everybody a chance to take their breath, because that is a 1:55.542. So every driver that's come out, one after the other, has improved on the driver before. And if he can do that with a shirt on, Sidorg, what can he do if he wears socks as well? Incredible lap. Awesome times here, that's for sure. Good lap, AB Saints. Holy moly, says Akatosh. Valtteri Bottas, he could not be finished enough, that man, Akatosh, if I'm saying that right. Wilco, he's our man. If he can do it, no one can. I bloody hope Matt can, says Sidehawk. I hope he can do it as well. As PRT Podium Racing Team says, holy smokes, awesome times, lads. As now we're waiting for Figo to down the main Mistral straight there. No chicane, no Mickey Mouse chicane in this layout of this circuit, which has got one of 30-something different layouts on this Paul Ricard track. Gaza says, great lap from Wilco. Beaky, well done, Wilco. You drive better than you play cricket, at least. Few viewers, Trev, says Nemo. It's absolutely going off, Nemo. I've got to say, don't you even dare think about going to bed all the way across the Tasman there, because this is going to be an absolutely epic end to this top 10 shootout. Ladies and gentlemen, do not go anywhere. Don't forget, the big one is on Sunday, the 4 hours. It is going to be the 4 hours of Paul Ricard, with thanks to the Gamesmen, our great sponsors, supporting sim racing and supporting all your gaming needs for 40 plus years, if you don't mind. And he plays good, that's for sure. Kaima, my beautiful wife, is tuning in. And check out the viewers, Kaima, out there watching. Big shout out to you. 50, we've reached the ton. Here comes Figo, and he goes to the top of the timing sheets. Incredible. So, once again, as Gaza wants Wilco to take his pants off. And don't talk about my Trevi, says Kaima B, but what a lap from the Pony Club Racing Team and Figo. Ever since I've started, I used to call him Figo, ever since I started calling him Figo, he's gone even quicker. Now it's time for this man. Wilco wants to know if everyone stayed in their qualifying position so far. We'll wait and see. Nemo, come on, Matt, and BCG1 Racing Team. And Jono says, you know what, time to chew a few toenails. 52 people now, Kaima, watching this live stream, and they're watching the 2015 GT Academy champion, an absolute superstar, Matt Simmons. And a big fan of this channel is Matt Simmons. And if that name sounds familiar, that's the man you've probably raced on GT7. Part of the furniture there at the cafe in GT7 is this man, Matt Simmons. And let's take a look at what he can do down the Mistral straight. Absolutely flat out. If you're just joining us for the top 10 shootout, recapping Figo with a 155.245, sits on top of the timing charts with provisional pole position. And wouldn't mind a Big Mac, Jono. Send one through. Uber Eats. Or did somebody say a menu log? As Wilco is in P2 for the Kings Racing, 2/10 further back. And then it's Someone Awesome in third. Clocate in fourth for CFD. And then it's Games, Men and Riggsy in P5. Heatstroke in P6 and Team Dask, who got us underway. And will the trend continue, ladies and gentlemen? Get your comments coming in to this chat, if you don't mind, for this top 10 shootout. And no Big Mac for you, Kaima. You've had far too many noodles, I think, tonight. But fantastic stuff. Thank you to everybody who's joining us. The chat is going absolutely off. Here comes Matt, the 2015 GT Academy champion, GT7 superstar. Can he get pole position for the opening round of the top 10 shootout here in round one? And he's gone even quicker again. Unbelievable stuff we are witnessing here in this top 10 shootout for round one of the Games Men 4 hours of Paul Ricard. Every driver that has come out after the one before them has gone quicker. Track temperature at 35 degrees, ambient temperature at 28 degrees. Team radio.
Oh, God!
And thank you, Wilco. It's a bit of a precursor, isn't it? You can use one sound effect to lead into another one. Absolutely working beautifully. He's used 300 of his kid points, his kid coins, I should say. No, they are not redeemable at Crown Casino or at the Bottle O, if anyone is wondering. Kaima says, "Go on, my boy," and a big fan. Big fan. Still no track limits yet, actually. So that is quite interesting. What a top 10 shootout we are seeing here tonight. The rules are, if you do invalidate your lap or have an incident, try and finish the lap if you can, and it will still be used to set the grid. And Sideorg, Simon cannot believe that we've had no track limits. Cursed Twitchy, as soon as I say that, as soon as the commentator pipes up and says we've had no track limits, that's when the commentator's curse usually kicks in and we get something funny happen after that. But down the main straight here at the beautiful Le Castellet circuit here in Paul Ricard. And what a track. What a session we are having here, ladies and gentlemen. This track sometimes does not offer up the most thrilling racing of all time. And Keegan is off. Down at the end of the Mistral straight, just at the hairpin, Keegan is off the circuit for BCG2 Racing. And that could be it. That could be. I said it would happen. I said this would happen. I predicted this, ladies and gentlemen. And as soon as we said nobody had invalidated their lap or nobody had an incident, Keaton gets it all wrong at the hairpin, unfortunately. And not quite a track limit, Simon. I do apologise. He went all Charles Leclerc there. That's Charles' corner there, isn't it? I am stupid. I am stupid. And Team Radio. Oh no, it's just Kaima. That's okay. Big hello to you, my beautiful wife Kaima, tuning in. And I know Tay-Tay's probably listening to my voice. She says, "What's Daddy going on about?" But she is. I think she might have hit the hay for tonight. But big shout out to everybody watching this. And the commentator's curse kicking in well and truly as we take a look at Distinct. Who's your money on?
Yes, it's called a motor race, okay? Sorry? We went to car racing.
Sorry?
Is that a podium, boys? Is that a podium?
That's a podium.
Thanks. That was Daniel. Oh, Oh!
My where's the blue flags? Do I have to try to overtake him or what? Where's the blue flags? Do I have to try to overtake him or what?
and let's. The sound effects are going absolutely. I might just keep my mouth shut for a while and let the. Why did I set them so loud in OBS? That's the other question, but that's okay.
Oh, God!
It's keeping me on my toes. Keep using up those points, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, get back. Down the main straight. Kaima's loving every second of it, and I hope everyone is watching at home. Jesus, says Wilco. That's the last thing we need at the moment. And only thing is he come back for more, didn't he? But there we go. As you can see on your screen, Twitchy, can he beat a 155.067? And Mark wants to know if everyone here did a team radio call. Please don't. It'll be like a Marconi wireless system. And that was absolutely terrible. Trevor, ever the professional, he's going to push on, that's for sure. Talking about myself in the third person there, Simon, but thanks for watching. Mark wants everyone to do the team radio. As Twitchy, I've barely called a moment of the action here on this hot lap. And here he comes across the line. He's looking for a 155.0. What's it going to be? He's gone even quicker again. He's absolutely torn it to shreds and smashed it out of the park. And that is a 154.320 for Twitchy. And he has gone even quicker again. What a lap. An absolutely mega lap from Twitchy and the Distinct team. P1, simply lovely that was indeed. Wow. Saving the best for last, if you don't mind. And wow. What a qualifying session. What a top 10 shootout we've seen here, ladies and gentlemen, to open up this Australia-New Zealand Endurance Series. It is the Gamesmen, 4 hours of Paul Ricard, proudly sponsored by the Gamesmen up there in New South Wales. All about your gaming needs for the last 40 years and great sponsors of sim racing right across the country. There's Sidor getting amongst it. Awesome night, guys. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We've still got 50 people watching us, which is absolutely fantastic. Recapping, if you're just joining us, coming back from work, coming back from going out to dinner, wherever you are, right around the world, recapping in the top 10 shootout for round one of this championship. It was Twitchy with a 154.320. Hot, 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 if you don't mind, ahead of Mint Matt for BCG1 and 7/10 further back, making everybody else look a little bit silly. And then it's Pony Club and Figo inside the top three, looking for a second row start on Sunday. And then it's the Kings Racing and Jason Wilkinson there representing Kings Racing in fourth. And then Someone Awesome in fifth, CFD Cloquade, his team with a third row start on the grid for Sunday. Gamesmen, our proud sponsors with Rigsy, are there in P7 in the number 27 BMW. Then it was Kilroy in eighth, Dask in ninth, who got us underway. And unfortunately, Keaton suffering from the commentator's curse there, ladies and gentlemen, and going off at the far end of the circuit. That is your grid. Do not forget that the big one is happening Sunday. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is the 4 hours of Paul Ricard. The Gamesmen, 4 hours of Paul Ricard. And do not forget to tune in for that. We're going to potentially try and get some of the drivers into the... we're going to have a chat with the pole position team. We're going to leave that up to our viewers to see whether they want to hear from our top three, our top team, I should say, which includes 3 people. And we're going to wait and see. Stream should start around 6 p.m, the final hour of the race, ladies and gentlemen. So tune in from 6 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday. And we will be catching the last hour of the race due to my other radio commitments on Sunday, which I won't trouble you with too many details, but we will be back And we're going to join the commentary chat on KRL, and we're going to get our pole position team in. Ladies and gentlemen, what a fantastic session we have seen. And take a breath. And what a session we saw there, as we're just getting ready now to get our drivers in. I've just got to join the chat here. You see, now I've stopped talking, nobody uses the sound effects, so what's happening there? Jumping in. Radio check, Jason Wilkinson, radio check. Wilco, how's it going? Team radio? That's okay, too late. It's too late now, Wilco. It's too late now. And Beaky. And the team, they might raise the price of those team radio beeps. Enjoy them while they last. They're 50% off at the moment. And all I can hear, diddle-lick, diddle-lick, diddle-lick. And felt like I was sending an SOS on the old Marconi wireless system. Long before my time, long before your time, Jason Wilkinson from Carrum Downs. And everybody knows that story about the number 19 by now. I'm sure they do. Nemo, few team radios during Twitchy's lap. If you go back, I'll tell you something funny. If you go back and watch Twitchy's lap, anybody out there who wants to go back onto the stream and watch Twitchy's lap, it was beeping like crazy. That's for sure. I didn't have to say anything actually. In fact, towards the end of that lap, I didn't have to say anything at all, Wilco. In fact, the sound effects are absolutely going off. But a big shout out. There's too many people to go through. Well, no, there's not. We'll go through them. Thank you, Nemo, Mick, Jono, Twitchy, our pole position man, Beaky, all the way from the posh end of Frankston, Gaza, Burra Dog, Ikatosh, Kaima, the beautiful Kaima buyers, a lovely wife of mine, and everybody else on the chat. Mickey Giggles, Jason Wilkinson, get in there, Lewis as well, Lewis. And yeah, Kaima, the onion gravy and sausages were fantastic tonight. The mashed potato was also just as nice. Gaza, everybody else. And Voodoo, if we can get the Nigerian prince up and about, Wilco, we might be able to get our top 3 in here. I don't want to know about it. That's okay. They were good mashed potatoes tonight, Kaima. Hello to you. And I'll tell you the secret. I'll tell everyone the secret on the live stream, but I'll have to kill you. And that is just a little bit of cream and a little bit of milk and just put that salt in at the end. Nice work, says Heath. Yeah, I know I matched them, Kaima. I was also there live. I saw it live. So there we go. As the first of our drivers comes in to, well, he was in the waiting room. Then he was in our post-race driver press conference. Yep.
Take it away. I'm not the commentator, mate. It's you.
There we go. There we go. Our pole position man, Twitchy, or is it Figo? Whichever way you want to look at it. We did have Twitchy.
Can you drag Twitchy up or not?
No, I can't drag anything up at the moment. I can't summon anything or anyone. But hopefully the Nigerian prince, listening all the way there from Little Hampshire in South Australia. Kaima only eats potatoes. Top of the morning to you, Kaima. Good thing there's not a potato famine around. Matt is on his way. Not the Matt you're thinking of. Not the Matt I'm thinking of. And we might have to. We know what. You know what usually happens when we have these issues. Yep. Team radio.
Hang on, give me 2 seconds.
This is a lovely top 10 shootout to commentate on. Twitchy can be denied. Go, Wilco.
Open, edit channel permissions. Add member. Okay, I've got it. Matt. Channel. Just keep talking about something for a sec.
Yep, that's what I do for. That's what I. That's when I do some of my best work as we wait for our drivers to come in to the post-race driver press conference. Hopefully they give us more than Shane Van Gisbergen does. We'll wait and see. But thank you, everybody, for watching. Absolutely fantastic numbers on the stream tonight. For round one, we're going to give the gamesmen a plug, if you don't mind. 40 years in the business and doing fantastically well, sponsoring sim racing. And if you don't mind, I'll just flick us an email or something. We'll get on to maybe on Discord. I'll flick you my postal address and maybe a new Thrustmaster or something might be in the mail. But shameless plug there as we have our pole position man in the chat in the post-race driver interviews. Twitchy, can you hear us loud and clear? Come in, over.
Test, hello. Can you hear me?
Check, radio check, sounding good, mate. Thank you for joining us. Stunning lap, mate. Where do we begin to unpack all of that? A 154.320, mate. Talk us through it. You're starting from P1 for the big one on Sunday.
Yeah, the lap was pretty good. I was pretty happy that I put in a pretty good lap for what my practice has kind of entailed. You know, I'll be doing kind of mid to low 54s in general. I was happy that I could get in one of those laps. There was quite a time where I was a bit like, oh, you know, this might be a bit of a different qualifying session because obviously Keaton unfortunately lost it on his lap. I think I thought Matt had a slide or two. So with Matt's time of 55.0, I knew that he could definitely be faster. So he was probably my biggest threat. So I was a bit surprised when he did a 55.0. I was like, oh, okay, maybe he just had a bit of an issue. So I was like, okay, maybe I can play it safe. Maybe I don't need to play it safe. I was like, nah, stuff it. I'm just gonna go for it, and just go all out and see if I can do a good lap. But I came away with a 54.3, and I couldn't be happier.
Great stuff, Twitchy. Fantastic lap, mate. You put on an absolute show. We had 50 plus people watching that lap, mate. So congratulations, and you start from P1. Can't do much better than that on Sunday. Congratulations.
Thanks, mate, and thanks all for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully, I can give you a good show on Sunday and have a good battle for the podium and for the lead, hopefully.
Thank you, Twitchy. And the big one on Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget about that. Wow, to finish first, you must finish. Not sure where I was going with that, Wilco, but thanks for chipping in, because enough about that. We've got the man himself, Matt Simmons, and he is with us on the line. P2. Mate, talk us through it. You are a true racer at heart, and I have a feeling that you might not be entirely happy with that.
Nah, P2 is probably the best we're going to get there. We could see Twitchy in his pace earlier as well, even in quali. Was absolutely putting on the show, so well done to Twitchy on getting pole. Simon did all the hard work. His lap in quali was mega, so appreciate. We're just taking turns, and I was able to do the shootout. Just didn't really feel the grip out on my lap, and had a few slides here and there, but just tried to make sure I didn't invalidate. I was unfortunate for Keaton. He wasn't able to get his lap in. He was looking pretty good there too. So we're pretty happy with P2 though. Able to start on the front row, and hopefully we can give the Distinct boys a run for their money on Sunday, and try and get a good result for the team.
Absolutely. I love your work. Matt Simmons there. Matt, thank you for joining us. P2 in the ending qualifying, mate, but who knows? It's a bit of a rundown to that first corner. We'll see how you go for the big one on Sunday. Thank you.
Cheers, guys. Thank you. See you Sunday.
And there we go, the great man, Matt Simmons. And just got to go easy. The wife is watching. But thank you, Twitchy. Thank you, Matt. As we move along to who else we got here? Wilco Figo is also in the chat. Mate, can you hear us?
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear. Great stuff. Mate, talk us through your lap a little bit further back, but starting in P3, and talk us through it.
Yeah, I think P3 by default. I think unlucky to Keaton. I think those three there's a bit of a gap, I think, between them and some of the others with the quali pace. But so congrats to Twitchy and Matt, and unlucky to Keaton. But yeah, I was just happy with the focus really just to get the clean lap in, and to be, I think, 3.5 tenths or 4 tenths off my quality lap. I was pretty happy with that, considering where the tyre pressures were halfway through the lap. So I'm really happy with that.
Great stuff, mate. Congratulations. And starting from P3 for the race on Sunday. Never easy. You get one shot at it. Top 10 shootout. That's what it's all about. The pressure's on. But fantastic. P3 for you, my friend. And yeah, you'll start on the second row come Sunday. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Great stuff. There we have it. Twitchy, Matt, Simmons, and Figo. And there are your top three. Wow. Where do we begin to talk about the rest of that action? I've got to say, ladies and gentlemen, do not forget the big one is Sunday. That is qualifying done and dusted. Here we've had the 30 minutes of official qualifying, followed by each team selecting their choice of driver for the top 10 shootout, which was absolutely fantastic. Don't forget to go back and catch all of the highlights from that. And we will be back on air from 6 p.m. Eastern. That is what we are aiming for. Got some other prior radio commitments on Sunday, unfortunately, but we will be trying to get at least the last part or last half of the 4 hours of Paul Ricard, all thanks to the Gamesmen and the opening round of the Australian NZ Endurance Series. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. If the race is anything like qualifying was tonight, it's going to be an absolute ripper. Thank you, Jason, also too, while we've got you on the line. Thank you, Wilco, for organising everything. We know that a lot of work goes in behind the scenes. Thank you for that, my friend.
No, team effort. We've got my good mates Burra and Drelly with all the thumbnails and graphics you've seen tonight. And, of course, JJ as well. So, team effort. Us four admins have, done well so far. The big test is on Sunday, so it should be good.
Absolutely. Cannot wait for that one. It is the opening round once again. The Gamesmen, 4 hours of Paul Ricard, the championship, the Endurance Series kicking off on Sunday. And Simon wants to know who feeds Wilco the grapes. Thank you for everybody for watching here tonight. That is qualifying done and dusted. Do not forget, tune in Sunday and please follow the channel. It would help us out. And you do want to do that before Sunday, that's for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, we're almost out of time. Be kind to one another.